Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a speed build for you guys which I have called the Cozy Micro Home, as you would have seen from the title of this video. So as you can see, I started off in the Rindle Rose lot in Willow Creek. I just deleted the house because I wanted to keep the landscaping because I figured that whatever EA puts I suppose looks fine enough, so I just decided look, I'm not very good at landscaping, so I just took what I had on the lot and I worked with it. You will see that obviously later on in the video. Now I did actually sort of get the idea from this house, for this house, from a video that I saw on Mod The Sims, which I will link in the description down below. Now there is also some CC in this build, some CC that was made from the Tiny Living stuff pack stuff, so I will obviously be linking that down in the description box below as well. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of working with trying to figure out a floor plan. This house does end up being 31 tiles in total, so it is the first ranking of the tiny home. What's it called? Like a small residential, tiny residential, whatever you want to call it. The whole new system that came with Tiny Living. So you can see here that I've put the Tiny Living toilet and sink down, but I am actually going to be getting rid of those to put down a CC sink that sits over the top of the toilet. It looks just like the Tiny Living sink, but it's much smaller, and the sim can sit down on the toilet and then stand up, turn around, and once they flush the toilet, they then wash their hands with the basin that's on top of the toilet. If you guys have seen toilets in real life like that, where it's like recycled water that like there's a little sink on top of the toilet and you just like wash your hands on top of the toilet sort of thing. I was in a restaurant in Melbourne City actually. The restaurant is called Veggie Bar, and their toilets are like that, and I thought that was really super cool. Because not only is that place completely vegetarian / vegan, they also have really cool, what's it called, like environmentally friendly toilets. Like, I thought it was really, really cool. I was a little bit weirded out at first, but in the end I was like, actually, no, you know what, this is a really good idea. Anyways, I constantly find myself digressing when I'm trying to do voiceovers like this. Mostly it's just my nervous rambling. When I am nervous or anxious, I just ramble and ramble and ramble. Then again, I'm also like that when I've had a lot of caffeine, and today is definitely one of those days. However, I have already crashed. It's now 7:30 p.m. whilst I'm recording this voiceover. I'm very tired, but I'm not tired enough to take a nap. So I decided to grab myself a glass of ginger ale, which, by the way, is weird for me. I don't really drink soft drink very often, but we just had some in the house, so I decided to grab myself a glass of that, hoping that it kind of perks me up just a little bit. And now I'm sitting here and I'm recording this voiceover with nothing to say. Now, okay, so the way that I'm building this house is kind of strange. I realized that I put the floor down, the walls down, whatever, and then I start placing furniture, and then I pretty much have all of the furniture placed before I start doing the flooring and the walls and the roof and everything like that. I know that so many people, they'll build the floor plan, or rather build the shell of the house, build the outside, landscape, and then they'll go inside and do the floor plan and furnish, and that stresses me out. That really stresses me out. I've tried doing it like that before, and I feel like I work the opposite way. So I need to work out a floor plan and make sure that I know where the furniture is going to go first before I can work on the outside of the house. I know that's completely backwards to how majority of people do it, but everybody has their own way, and that just happens to be the way that I do my houses. I know I only have a couple of speed builds on my channel. At this point in time, I am not the best builder, but that is where practice comes into play. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to practice. I've done a lot more building than what is on my channel. I've been playing The Sims 4 since 2014. I've been playing The Sims 3 for longer than that. I have done many builds. However, I just do not think that I'm very good at them. As you can see on the screen right here, just digressing away from what I was talking about, here is the sink with the toilet that I was talking about. So the sink just sits on top of the toilet like that, and it looks just like the tiny living sink, like it goes perfectly with the pack. And I don't think that I left the gameplay testing footage in where I had my tester sim come in and use this. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I did. Do you know what? I probably didn't. It's fine. I also realized that I was doing all of this decorating and all this kind of stuff, and I didn't realize until almost the end that I hadn't put windows in. So that was a trip. That was I was annoyed at myself for that. However, I do tend to okay, so with windows, right? I need my windows to look good on the inside as well as on the outside. I'm really strangely OCD about that. Now, okay, so as you can see here, this table, it's like a shorter, like just normal dining table height and chairs of like the bar table and stools that came with Tiny Living. So they are by Wildly Miniature Sandwich. I believe I know that the sink and toilet, that little combination, they are from Mod The Sims. I'm trying to think. I know that Wildly Miniature Sandwich has also turned the little poof that's a table. She's turned it into a so you can sit on it and instead of it being a table. So if you put the one that comes with the game down, it's a table. But then if you put Wildly Miniature Sandwich's version down, it's a seat, like an actual seat, like how a poof should be. I don't think that puffs should really be tables, but I mean, that is how it is. Oh, and the lamp that comes, like the floor lamp that comes with Tiny Living, I have a default replacement in my game that makes the shelf on the bottom an actual shelf, like it has slots on it. I actually do not remember where I got that from, but I am pretty sure that I've reblogged it on Tumblr somewhere, and I will find it and I will link it for you guys. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. I don't think that I'm pretty sure that besides what I've mentioned, there shouldn't be any other custom content in this particular build. I know that those little tiny lights that I've placed on the ceiling, they are a default, they're an override as well, a default replacement. They're just the regular saucer lights that are in game, and they've just been resized, and it just replaces it so that you don't have to press the little brackets down to make them small every single time that you place them into your game. So I'm pretty sure that if you download this game and you don't have any of the other CC, at least the default replacement lights will just they'll still work in your game. Instead of being the tiny ones, it'll just like be the normal size, unless you also have the override in your game. It's a very old override. It was pretty much one of the first mods that I ever put into my game, to be completely honest with you. I also had some trouble trying to work out a floor plan for this particular house. It's very hard for me to work with small spaces. However, and having said that, it's very hard for me to work with big spaces too. Let's just face it. I'm not a very good furnisher. I'm not a very good builder, but I'm working on that. I would like to use my channel as an opportunity to practice what I'm not good at. This also includes speaking and just generally helping with coming out of my shell and being more confident with myself, and just everything else that I'm having issues with. I don't know where this conversation was going, but it's going. So I don't like just using stairs and like not having proper flooring there, but to keep it under 32 tiles, I had to kind of fiddle around with how I was going to have the front door for this house, and it was initially going to have a back door as well. Oh, okay, that reminds me, the TV that you're seeing right now, it's the TV that came with Tiny Living, like in the TV cabinet thingy, but like it's been separated. So I should have a link for that down in the description box below as well. I'm pretty sure now I have mentioned all of the CC that I have put into this build. And again, as you can see, I'm like really mucking around with the floor plan. I'm really, really not good at floor plans. And also I noticed that some of the swatches on the items with Tiny Living don't 100% match one another. And that was really, really frustrating me. That was something that like, I couldn't get the bed swatch to match the rest of the house, like the rest of the furnishings in the house. And that was really bothering me. Really, really, really bothering me. I had to pause the recording a few times to just kind of like figure out what swatches were going to match what. So the recording for this build was actually a lot longer than the footage that I have put in and sped up for this particular speed build. I also couldn't figure out my roofing situation, so I just did this thing that I do a lot, which is put these cute little fences around as like a flat roof, and then I just put the like the weeds that most people use, the low-lying flowers, these things. I just put a bunch of those on the roof and make it look like it was meant to be like that. I don't know, I've done it in so many of my houses, much older houses that I probably won't ever show anybody, like probably not even my husband, to be completely honest with you, unless he decides to open up my really old saves, which I highly doubt that he would do. So back to the build. As you can see, it's kind of slowly coming together now. We've got some flooring, we've got some walls, some walling, whatever you want to call it, some wallpapers, and I don't know what I was doing with the colors in the bathroom, but you know what, it is what it is. If you guys decide to download this house and use it, feel free to change the colors or refurnish or do whatever you want with it. This is the point where I realized that I didn't have any windows. Oh, wow. These windows, they are like an extended version of the windows. Like it's an extended set that to match with the Get Famous windows. These ones, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm 100% sure that Peacemaker -ic.tumblr.com, pretty sure that's where they're from. I will have him linked down below. I have essentially every single piece of Peacemaker's custom content. You'll see their stuff being used constantly in my builds. I am obsessed with that creator, absolutely in love. I mean, not in love, but I love this person, but I'm not in love. It's a different kind of love. You feel me? Like, I'm in love with my husband, but I'm not in love with Peacemaker. I just love their custom content. Wow. Love that I'm going on such a random tangent here. Actually, speaking of my husband, I was video chatting with my nan last night because I bought her some Royal Essence items, which is like there's bath bombs and whip soaps and stuff like that, and then like there's a sterling silver ring on the inside, and there's a code, and you find out how much it appraises for, and like it's fun. I have I have another channel there where I do ring reveals and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, I got that for her, and she noticed that I wasn't wearing my wedding ring, and she was like, "Where's your wedding ring, gal? Why don't you have your wedding ring on?" And I was like, "Gosh, way to call me out." Anyway, I digress. Getting too much into my personal life here. I love doing my paths the way that you would have just seen, and I realized that I didn't fix the foundations on the little bathroom section of the house. I did do that before I put it up onto the gallery though. You will find me on the gallery under my username, which is rubyredinstead on the gallery, same as my YouTube name. It's my my code for everything to do with my gaming stuff. And so here we have these screenshots. It's the front of the house, and then we have a couple of interior shots. Obviously it's a very, very small build, so there's only a couple of screenshots here. And so anyway guys, if you'd like to see more speed builds on my channel. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and while you're there, why not click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to be notified every single time that I upload a brand new video. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the like button and let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see on my channel next. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.